How are you? This is Oliver Fernandez with the Imperfect Entrepreneur. And I got a crazy phone call with one of my friends, one of my investors, one of my people that I really want to see be successful. And he sounded like he was gonna walk off a bridge. And I assured him everything's gonna be okay. So this past week, my son's first tooth, he's 6 months old, and his first tooth on the bottom came through. So we've been going through the teething phase, and you know how that is, a lot of whining and woo gaga and all that stuff. But me, Leah, my wife, and our daughter Liliana are all supporting him and trying to make him laugh and keep him happy. So it's cool. So I got this call from my my really good friend and investor and all around good dude, and he was talking about in a weird, he had this weird voice in his he had this weird voice, and he's basically saying hey Oliver, I gave my notice, I'm leaving my job, I'm done, I'm gonna go full entrepreneurship on this thing and really get my real estate stuff off the ground, get the things that I'm really excited about off the ground. And I was sat there and was really quiet and just let him talk and talk and talk. And the moment he stopped, I was congratulations! I was dude, you sound like you're about to walk off a bridge and die, and this is the end of your life. And I'm no, man, you're a fighter, you're a survivor. Just because someone gives you a paycheck every week doesn't mean that that's always a given. You don't even know, what if that business was going out of business, this isn't the end of your life. This is probably just the beginning. Because what gets in the way of a great life is a good life. So he's trading in a good life to go for the great life. And I respect it. I love it. It does take courage. I remember when I first was thinking about doing the exact same thing, and I called some people in my life, and honestly, they were I was scared, and they got me even more scared. It was I wish I had someone that I could call that was man, you're doing it, man, you're doing it, man. You're taking the first step, you're making that first decision. You have the vision in your mind. It's not here in reality right now, but you have the vision in your mind, and you just got to do whatever it takes to make it all a reality. And I was so appreciative of him giving me that opportunity to totally just destroy that thought process that he was walking off a bridge. And this is the quote unquote the worst decision of his life, because I was man, this is just the beginning, man. This is just the beginning of you doing what you had set out to do in this world, and that you want to do. No one's telling you what to do anymore, so you got to create the parameters to create success and drive towards results. But you're not gonna have someone telling you what to do. So now this is your vision. This is what you want to create. And that's exciting. And it is scary. I'm not saying you don't have to be scared at all, but you got to be scared and doing it anyways. And that's what he's doing. And I couldn't be more proud of him for making that decision. And I'm excited to see what he creates, and he asked, can I be a support network for him. I'm of course, man. Just we're talking right now, I'm always going to be a support network. I wanted to share that with you because I don't know where you're at in your journey, and I know where he was at in his journey, and he made the leap, and now it's just going to be, grind time. It's going to be whatever it takes time. It's going to be make it happen time. And yes, it is scary in the beginning. It does feel like you are doing something that's going to destroy your family, right? It does destroy a lot of the quote unquote certainty that you think you have around your life. But there's nothing more certain than knowing that you can create a result. That's the certainty that I love now. It's okay, take everything from me. I know what it takes to create a result. I know what results actually I want, and I'll just go create it again. That's a cool thing, having that just belief and that confidence and that ability to go out and do that. And it doesn't happen overnight. Like it's definitely something that it's like when you're cutting a tree, right? Like in the beginning, if you're using a dull axe, and it hasn't been sharpened, and it's not the best of the best, like it takes a while to cut a tree. But once you sharpen those skills and sharpen that axe, and then you start chopping at that tree, and then it's like it's falling down much quicker than it used to be. So excited for that. The second thing that like popped into my mind, like when I was talking with him, was like, man, this is a pivotal point in everybody's in his career, right? And it's a pivotal point because right now you have this vision and you have this desire, you have this want, but it's not a reality in life right now. But that vision is has got to be big. It's bigger than where he was working, else he would have never have left, right? So I know it's a big vision. And it's so easy to get distracted and start looking to the side and looking to the other side and seeing what other people are doing and seeing what other people have accomplished and seeing all of these things that honestly don't really do anything to affect you, right? But they will affect you, especially if you are comparing yourself to that situation. And this is a pivotal point for him to compare himself to where he was the day before, and the month before, and the year before. Like, he can't compare himself to the exterior world, especially right now, because he's got a journey to go. And it's not going to be like this easiest thing in the world. Like one of the things that I did tell him yesterday was like, man, if you were to tell me, hey Oliver, when you're first starting out, like you want to create $100 million business, like you're gonna bleed, you're gonna get scratched, you're gonna have some pain. I don't know, like I don't know how committed I would have been to the process, because like you think like you can get there with like no injuries, right? But like, nah, getting there, you're gonna bleed out. You're gonna have some things happen. You just gotta patch the thing up. You gotta tourniquet it around. You gotta go get a knee replacement or a leg replacement. Like there's gonna be some things that are gonna happen. But man, like if you get to your target, like that's the amazing feeling. That's like there's no one can replace that feeling. And then that's the cool part, like, and then you laugh about the scars and the bruises and the cuts that you got. Like it's almost like those are the times that you thought it might have been over, but you were able to work through it. And like now, those are the times that like that resonate most with you, and also resonate most with the team. Like they love hearing those stories. They love hearing those stories because now it makes them more connected to the team. And that's something that I've been trying to be more intentional about, is sharing those stories with the team. Like sharing where I was at when I was literally, bed was here and then off desk was here, and I was like, had so much anxiety that like I would work for 3 hours and take a 30-minute nap, work for 3 hours, take a 30-minute nap. Because I would just like, I wanted to create this thing that now we're all like pushing forward, and like they love hearing those stories. They love hearing the beginning of the beginning. They love hearing like a big part of the journey, so like, you're gonna get to your targets, but like, and trust me, it's good to have a mentor. It's good to have people in your life that are gonna limit the bruises, limit the scratches and the cuts and this and that, but like, they're still going to happen. Like, no one's ever going to totally remove every little blemish that you're going to get out of your life. Like there's always going to be a little nuance that you're going to have to work through. So that was one thing that he did say, is like, that I want to learn from other people's experiences. And I'm like, yeah, that's great. You're 100% want you to do that too. Why do I want you to do it? Because it's faster and it's less painful. But I said less painful because there's still going to be some of those scratches and bruises. You just don't want them to be catastrophe scratches and bruises. You don't want them to be game-ending scratches and bruises. You want them to just be like, like little cosmetic things. You know what I mean? So he's gonna, like, going back to the competition, like he cannot look outside and start comparing himself with other people. He needs to compete with himself. And his prior self, the self he was a week ago, the month ago. And if he does that, and and that continues to fuel him forward, he's gonna be fine. You know, he's gonna have to continue to get better, continue to get more and more clear on how he's gonna generate revenue, right? How he's gonna create results that are gonna, sustain him and his family. Because that's the number one rule of anything. It's like, what does a business got to do? Like, you think you're secure in a business because they're paying you a weekly paycheck, but if they're not going out there and securing projects and they're not securing work, like, there's going to come a time where, like, they don't have the resources to pay what you thought was a certain a paycheck, and the paycheck would always be there. Like, there's going to come a time when that paycheck can't be there because the business doesn't have the resources to pay it. If that business doesn't go out there and drive towards results. So, like, now he's got to do that just for himself, and then once he takes care of himself, now it's like, who can he add to that equation to start duplicating that success through other people? And, like, how can he get multiple, like, because right now he was telling me about one project, but, like, one project's good, but, like, one project isn't gonna especially if it's a smaller project. One project is almost like the training wheels. But, like, how you really make money in this business is when you have multiple of these projects feeding into one organization, one person, right? And then you build a team around that to be able to support that, right? And then now all of a sudden you have things that are generating you income, things that are, working through problems, things that are generating you income, things that are working through problems. And it's like, it's an ecosystem. Not everything is going to be up and down at the same time. So when something's down, you got other things that are up and that are paying you. So, like, that's going to be his real goal to get to, is like getting to a point where he's got so many things that are generating cash for him so that he can now bring on other team members and start duplicating these actions through other people to really scale the vision that he thought he had, right? And that he's working on. Like, cause that's like, not, like, it's great to, like, get the results for yourself. It's great to get your results for the family. It's great to get the results for the people and the things that you care about. But, like, now it's like getting the results duplicated through other people. And it's like, whoa, now we're really creating something big. And that's the thing that always gets me excited. Like, yes, the beginning of the entrepreneurship gets me excited, but now that I've passed that and I'm like, how do I create this massive team? It's like, how do we get everybody on the team creating results? And once we can all be creating results, we create even a bigger result, which is like, that's the fun part for me right now. So yeah, let's go out there and continue to build our legacy. Let's roll.